expats in the house. We're like the most passive expats ever. Where are you from, bro? California? Yeah? How long have you been here? You've been here October. Since October, okay. Anybody been here longer than like 3 years or a period of time? Not you, asshole. You're Mexican. So, I'm working on this theory, right? That if you move from like a developed or like a first world type country, and then you move towards like a developing, aka like a Mexico type country, there is a nesting period before like your friends go like, well, I mean, if he's still alive, maybe it's not so bad. We should go visit him. And to be honest, this is my hypothesis, and this has worked so far. If you come from a first world type country and you come to Mexico, you got to survive 3 years and 1 earthquake, and people will start fucking come visit you. So if I were to Google Trends that shit, it would be like first 3 years, fucking nothing, and then as soon as I survive 1 earthquake in 3 years, it's like exponential. Everybody's coming. But you know, I think for me the favorite part of being an expat here is maybe the traffic. I fucking hate the traffic. It is very difficult for me to navigate through it because in Singapore, oh yeah, also I'm from Singapore. What's up? There is very limited traffic, but here in Mexico, it's all over the place, you know. And so what I do, and I just learned to drive, is that during the traffic, I just kind of sit in my car and think of creative ways to swear at people, or like tell them to fuck off once in a while, right? So it's fine to do the middle finger, but it's kind of ineffective. You don't want to be like, you don't want to be that guy, you know? And then if you start shouting and screaming, you just look like a crazy person. You don't want to be like, that's just weird. So I've come up with a foolproof method that if you want to become the most effective swearer or whatever, if someone cuts you off, you give them the jerk off sign, like you just, hey, you know? And my girlfriend, who's like right there. Oh yeah, Martin actually, I'm not straight after all. She likes to be like, you know, one of the guys, and she's always like, yeah, I want to do that. I want to be that person that like gives the jerk off sign to someone. And then the other day, you know, we were stuck in traffic and somebody cut her off. So she was like, hey. First of all, I wish I was that big, you know. Secondly, you know, you don't finish. You're supposed to be angry. You're supposed to be like, you don't finish, because then you're like enjoying it. You're like, thank you for cutting off. That's weird, right? So who's into American football here? Right? Exactly. The typical guys with the beard. This guy and that guy, literally, you guys are fucking brothers. And then, like, my girlfriend's really into American football, and I love that about her. Like, she's really into sports, and she's like a geek about it, and it's super cool. But because I'm from Asia, and you know, in Singapore, nobody really knows about American football. So, you know, in that stereotypical image where you have the husband who's like sitting on his chair, drinking beer, watching the game, and then the wife just goes like, well, are you watching football again? I'm that woman. I'm the guy going like, well, why won't you pay attention to me? And she's like, well, I'm watching the fucking game here, come on. So I'm definitely not getting laid tonight. Thank you. I'm really into like 80s revival type movies. You know, like I watched Karate Kid the other day. Yeah, have you guys watched Karate Kid. I love that fucking movie. Daniel San is the shit, right? But then when you watch it as a kid, as compared to when you watch it as an adult, what a difference! Holy shit! As a kid, I was like, oh my god, he's gonna do karate all day. Oh man, he's gonna kick some ass. And then as an adult, I'm like, Daniel San's kind of a dick. Man, what an asshole this guy is to his mom. First of all, she moves all the way to California, single mother, working as a waitress, and this guy is hanging out with an alcoholic Japanese guy. What the fuck is up with that shit? Right? And then he's not even that good. I mean, he just does like a random move. Well, I really realized, like, when I was a kid, I was like, oh man, Daniel San's gonna own it. Like, whenever his mom entered the scene, I was like, oh my god, mom, you just shut up. But now I'm like, oh my god, she's supporting him through everything. And like, I mean, I don't know, like, I feel like Daniel San could have just hung out with her once in a while. Like, I remember, like, on the weekends, he could have just said, like, hey, his mom would have been like, hey, do you want to hang out with me tonight? No. I gotta hang out with an alcoholic Japanese guy who might teach me karate, but I gotta wax his car first. Like, I come from an Indian family, and, you know, manual labor is appreciated, but there's a lot of shit to do here, bro. What are you doing? Where are you going? Speaking of Japanese people, have you guys ever heard a Japanese guy speak Spanish before? It is fucking awesome. Holy shit. I mean, I took Spanish classes with a Japanese guy, and like, the sentence you were supposed to say is really simple. It's just supposed to be, hola amigo, ¿dónde está la biblioteca? You know, hey friend, where is the library, right? But then the Japanese accent is just so fucking cool. He goes like, entonces. Hola amigo, ¿dónde está la biblioteca? Biblioteca. All right. Okay. Relax, Mr. Miyagi. We got it. Wax off. But I've been here in Mexico for about 3 years now, and I did take Spanish classes, and I've learned to speak a bit of Spanish. But here's the thing: there's a lot of Mexicanisms. You guys realize that? Like, it's not just okay to learn Spanish. You gotta learn Spanish, but like with a ton of Mexicanisms involved. So here's an example. Like, you know, the Mexican word for o sea, you know, o sea, estoy cruda, o sea, you know, they always say that shit. And I'm the kind of guy who needs to Google Translate everything. So Chilangos don't say o sea, they say osa. Osa sí, osa. Like, you know, like, so I Google translated it. Osa means female bear. So like, she's hungover, and then there's a female bear? What is going on? But here's my favorite. This one's my favorite. What is the Mexican or the Spanish word for I guess? You know, pues sí. Pues sí. But then Chilangos say pussy. And then their shoulders always like pussy. Pussy! What are you doing? Pussy! I remember my first day at work. My first day where we were part of this meeting, right? And then the CEO of the company goes like, oh hey, Andrew, are we gonna get those estimates this week? Shit. Are we gonna get the estimates this week? And then Andy just goes like, pussy. You can't say that. I mean, I know I'm in a startup and everything, and like everything is a good idea. And you can't just call the CEO a pussy. Right? And here's my favorite part. The CEO just goes like, alright, so moving on, we're gonna... What are you doing? Right? Here's another thing. I learned Spanish from mostly my girlfriend, who's, for lack of a better word, a niña fresa. You know, she is though. and for those who don't know, like what fresa means, like posh, posh spice. And this is the weirdest thing. Fresas generally have like a different accent when they speak Spanish. They're like singy-songy, you know. So when I first started learning Spanish, I would speak like her. So I went up to like, la cuenta por fin. You know, and they're like, ¿alguien tiene servilletas? And then people were like, no, Mexican men don't speak like that. Right? They were like, Mexican men need to have like bad words thrown in. Like you gotta be like chingada, you gotta like all that thrown in to be like a real proper Mexican man. Right, okay, fine. So 2 weeks ago I got into a fight, right? And then I was like, okay, this is my time. And then I went like, ¿alguien quiere tirar vergazos? Like, no, that's not. Thank you. That's not what you were missing, bro. That's not. Fun fact, I actually won that fight because the other guy couldn't stop laughing. So, where are the Mexicans in the house? Where you guys at? Yeah. You Mexican, bro? Yeah, you. Right? I could tell immediately. Dude, like this guy's like he looks so fucking Mexican. he looks so fucking Mexican. He probably says provecho before he eats pussy. Yeah? Or are you the kind that says provechito? Provecho or provechito? What's your both? Okay, he says both. Yeah. So I realized my friend from Singapore is here today. So I'm gonna do some jokes about Singapore now. What's up? For one person. Here's the thing, like, you know, just like there's Mexicanisms, there's Singaporeanisms too. Like, we have certain words that we've never used, nobody else understands outside of Singapore. So like, when you're zoning out, you know, when you're in a meeting, you're not interested, you're just like staring. In Singapore, we call it, oh man, it's just, that guy's stoning. Right? He's just stoned. So I remember my first week at work, and then like there was this guy, we were in a meeting, it was going really long, and then I just said like, to my boss, like, yo dude, that guy is so stoned right now. And then like we had to get the HR in, like we had to get the piss tested, because people thought he was on fucking marijuana. Totally not. But this was my favorite. Like, you know when you have a bit of alcohol, you get a bit buzzed, right? In Singapore, we call that being high. Yeah. Obviously, everywhere else in the world, that's not the right thing. You gotta get a bit of... And then, you know, I was in the US a few years ago, and this was before like weed was cool or anything. And I was a bit tipsy, and I got spotted by a cop, and he was like, yo, are you drunk right now? And I was like, officer, no, I'm just high. And he was like, that is literally the wrong answer. He was just taking me to prison. And then in Singapore, we also have like Singlish. So it's like English, but with a bit of Singaporean accent thrown in. And here's the thing about Singlish, sometimes we just sort of rush through words. That's the thing about Singlish. And I remember like a few years back when I was in Singapore, I had this colleague of mine, and she just come back from like a community service trip to Philippines. And then she was showing us all the photos, it was really nice. And I noticed a bunch of like white stuff. So I was like, oh hey, you know, what's up with that? Why is there so much white stuff? The word she's looking for is cement. But then Singlish came and like just fucked it up, didn't it? So she was like, I was like, hey, what's the white stuff? And then she was like, oh, it's just semen. What? What are you talking about? Oh yeah, the white stuff, there was a lot of semen. But like, you had my curiosity, but now you have my attention. Tell me more. And then she was like, oh yeah, we had like, oh man, we were carrying all this semen all day. And then it dropped on the floor and it dried up. And all the kids were having semen fights. And then she goes on to say one of my favorite things. She goes like, hey, come here, feel my biceps. They're really hard. Do you know why? Because I've been carrying semen all day. So like, I've been reading up on a bit of Singaporean news this week, and apparently there was this girl who thought she was being kidnapped because her Uber driver thought she was, because her Uber driver took her the wrong way or just diverted a bit. And that's real, right? You remember that. There we go. Real Singaporean, what's up? Here's the thing, I don't know, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but like, kidnapping in Mexico is never a gray area. Like, you would know when you're being fucking kidnapped. There's no like, maybe he just needs a friend, I don't know. Like, when your way starts rerouting to Ixtapalapa, you know, like, you gotta call somebody, you gotta get the fuck out of here. So that's all my Singaporean jokes. Who celebrated Valentine's Day yesterday? Idiots. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I did. I had to. I sort of. But here's something interesting that I noticed. You know, like if you're buying roses on every day that's not Valentine's Day, you're bound to meet three types of people. You always meet up these three types of people. The first one is the old lady, and she's like, oh, mijo. She's like, oh, like, she's heartbroken, oh, he's buying flowers. And then there's the single guy, and he's like, oh shit, you fucked up, didn't you, huh? I knew it, huh? What did you do, bro? And then there's the couple. You see a couple, which is a guy and a girl, and then, first of all, especially if she's Latina, she'll be like, you just start doing all sorts of hand signals. It's just weird. And then the guy is normally really red. He's like, bro, you fucked me, man. Why do you gotta do that right now? So that's my Valentine's Day joke. So I quit my job today. Shit. No. Not to do comedy. Not to. Don't clap that. I'm not doing that. I'm actually changing, and a bunch of my people from my work are actually here. So like, they're gonna stab me afterwards if you guys get way too happy. I'm gonna be joining Didi, you know, like the Uber company from China. Here's the thing, every time I tell people that, they immediately assume I'm gonna join as a driver. Like, I'm not that brown, you know? I can tell within the crowd already, as soon as people saw her, like, meet me, like, as soon as they got in the Uber, like, you want to go to Polanco? I'm like, not a driver, but like, helping some, never mind. But I would really prefer to, I love the idea of being an entrepreneur, you know, starting your own business. You know, like, anybody has their own business around here? Yeah, what do you, again you, yeah, Mr. Provechito.
I have a school for company.
Shit, that's cool, man. But nobody gives a shit though, I'm just kidding. There we go. I will be saying Provecho when I do that, so. He really is Mr. Provecho. I did think of some business ideas. Like that I'm looking for investors and stuff. One of them was, you know, a mariachi service that you got to use an app. It's called Uberachi. You open up the app, you see little mariachi hats, and you can rating 5 stars. And then I want to start another business that's alitas con guacamole, and I'm gonna call it Wakala. Right? Guacamole con alitas, guacala. Yay! Here's another business that I have. It's called Pompas para mis compas. Asses for the masses. And essentially, it's the first budget strip club in the world. And our tagline goes like, we're the Viva Aerobus of strip clubs. So, all the guys here, have you guys had like a shitty experience with a girl before? Like, you know, you hit on her, it didn't really work.
Gay crowd.
Oh, right. So, with another person. I'm gonna tell you the story of the shittiest experience I had with a girl. Not with her, no. Oh, it's from the, never mind. So back when Facebook just started, right? It was a great invention, and everybody was posting shit all the time. It was really fun, and then people used to post shit all the time on everything. And what I used to do, or my thing, was that I would put like booyah on like people's Facebook posts. Like, oh, I got a new shirt, booyah. For the Mexicans, booyah is like chido. Same shit, but different phrase. And there was one time there was this girl that I knew, and she was like the kind, like if you said fuck in front of her, she'd be like, oh, no, Dios mío, oh, like she'd be that kind of person who can't take a single bad word, right? And then I posted this post where I just misspelled, like, instead of saying booyah, I said abuya, as in AHBOOYAH. Now, if you were to Google that, and this is 100% true, and you look up Urban Dictionary, because I'm going to do that right now, abuya is the sexual act of dipping your balls into a very stretched asshole after anal sex and then screaming, abuya! Used in a sentence, after rough anal, Jack performed a devastating abuya on Jill's anus. Yeah. I knew he would like that. He's definitely getting some abuya tonight. Or you know, abuya, or as Jeff Bezos would call it, a complexifier. But anyway, I had to go look a girl in the eye who, if you said even fuck in front of her, she'd be like, oh, I can't even. I had to look her direct in the eyes and tell her like, yeah, I didn't really want to dip my balls in your asshole after rough anal. That was just supposed to be a joke. So that was my awkward experience joke. So last week I was in LA. LA is really fun, except if you're a brown guy. Because if you're a brown guy, there's 5 words. Randomly selected for additional screening. Yeah, I know, you too, right? Exactly. I knew it. Or there's 3 words. Free prostate exam. You gotta manage the expectations. But here's the thing. It is already hard to get into the US as a brown guy. But if you're coming from Mexico, oh my god, it's so much harder. So much harder. So I remember I gave my passport to the immigration officer, and then immediately I could see his eyes just widen. He was just like, oh my god, oh shit, it is finally happening. ISIS and El Chapo are working together. Oh, I'm just here to visit my friend. Thank you. Do I have time for one more?
You have time for one more anal deeping joke. Yeah.
Okay, so then just one more. And okay, so this is a work in progress, and I really wanna. I literally just wrote this joke before coming here, so be patient. But I hope you guys like it. I was wondering the other day, like, you know, back in the day, before there was technology, before there was, like, you know, Tinder, Grindr, whatever, what did people do? You know? And then I saw a photo of my grandparents, and they had like 9 kids. So like, okay, so fucking, they did a lot of fucking then. Cool, good to know. And then I realized, you know, back then most people didn't fly, there was no Uber, there was no cars, most people didn't really afford anything. And then I realized that, hey, you know what? Most of the social activity used to happen in churches. So going to church back in the day was like going clubbing right now. Hear me out. Like, first of all, you would dress the best for church, just like you do for clubbing. Like you would call me around, like, yeah, I'm gonna get some bitches tonight. that Fernanda chick was really showing some ankle last week. I was really into that. And then instead of doing shots of tequila, you would do shots of wine, right? The piano player would be the DJ, right? And then when the pastor went like, brothers and sisters, raise your arms in prayer, he's about to drop the bass, right? It is exactly like clubbing, and that's how people really met each other. So yeah, that's my new joke. I love I'm walking you guys through all my performance. So, do you guys want to hear just one last joke? Yeah. Sure? Because some people look bored, or like maybe they're just racist. Just, you know, just kidding. Who's bought condoms here before? Yeah? I'm sure everybody has at some point gone to buy condoms. Who has bought condoms at Superama before? It is very tricky. I don't know if you get, so like nobody then. So you guys just have fucking kids all the time. You guys are like the grandparents that, okay. Like condoms are, condoms are, you know, this is the problem that I have with Superama's condoms, because first of all, the condoms are situated in the pharmacy, as if something's wrong with me. You know, I gotta like get a prescription, get in line, it's weird. And then after that, once you get there, you know, it's not just like, okay, you can just pick and go. You gotta fucking go like the whole like, which flavor do you want? As if I'm gonna be like, oh, they finally have the chicken tikka masala flavor. Or because I'm brown, they'll be like, yeah, we have the milk chocolate flavor just for you. Once you go brown, you never come around, you know, like, it's not like they're gonna do that, right? So I was in a hurry. I was like, I need to just, come on. We're doing this, let's get the fuck out. I need to go. And then she's like, okay, so I selected this one, let's go. It's not just like they'll just give it to you. They'll put in a fucking box and then they'll carry it as if they're carrying the rover from Mars. There's some plutonium in that. No, and then, okay, still all good, right? And then I realized that when I get to the cashier, this guy goes like, oye, ¿tienes tarjeta? Yeah, here's my credit card, ID, whatever. I'm 18. What's up? I'm like high-fiving people. I finally made it. I finally bought condoms, because the first time I tried to buy them, I had to Google Translate that shit. And I went to the person and I was like, quiero protección. That's not it. So I was like, okay, next word. Quiero seguro. Why are you being an asshole right now? But I finally get to the counter. I'm high-fiving random people, kids. I don't know why. and then he was like, yeah, I need your card. So I was like, well, why do you need? What else do you need? And then he was like, I need a medicinal card, because for some reason, and this is fucking true because I have evidence right here, I had just bought the condoms for premature ejaculators. And I was like, retardante con lubricante especial for you to extend the pleasure. And, you know, I was like, well, so? And at this point in time, I was like, you know what, I just want to pay, I want to get the fuck out, let's do this. And then the lady goes like, hey, we have a promotion, 3 for 2. And I was like, no. But then being the cheap fuck that I was like, well, maybe. So I was like, okay, let's do it. And then she was like, oh shit, I don't have them here. And then she immediately goes like, we need condoms? Condoms right now? For premature ejaculators. Repeating, premature ejaculators. And then they were like, for some reason, there were 6 guys behind me, look at this asshole. That's my time, ladies and gentlemen. Give it up for Brilliant! Yeah,
of all the performers that I expected to talk about dipping balls in assholes tonight, you were probably my last choice.